Welcome to the SPEAKPact podcast, where high-performing speakers and the producers who hire them merge to give you the insider secrets to the lucrative speaking industry. Antoniette Roze, your podcast host and celebrated speaker agent, unveils insider success strategies. Discover a nexus of thought leaders and bookers, maximizing your potential in each and every episode. Your ticket to ultimate speaking success begins right here. Catch the transformative insights waiting for you on the SPEAKPact podcast, hosted by the industry powerhouse herself, Antoniette Roze.
Welcome back to SPEAKPact. I am your host, Antoniette Roze, and I have the legendary sports executive, David Meltzer, here with me today. And we're going to dive in to some pretty neat parts of his journey and how he utilized his voice to basically completely rebrand himself, redesign himself. David, welcome to SPEAKPact.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure, aligned with my mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy, to be on shows like this where the audience wants to use their essence and capture that, amplify it as a speaker's voice to empower others. So thanks for the opportunity.
Well, I love that. Your mission is to make over 1 billion people happy. That can seem pretty fantastical, and it also can seem a little bit generic. However, I see you everywhere, and you're walking your talk. You're kind of creating your own media. First of all, where did that come from? Wanting to make people happy, and how did you clue in that your voice was going to be the most powerful way to get you there?
Well, first I had to define happiness, and I had always been a person who pursued happiness. In fact, I'm doing a dinner on Monday with Chris Gardner, who did the book and the movie with Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness. And what I learned on my journey is that happiness is the pursuit. And so to teach people, empower them to enjoy the consistent everyday, persistent without quit pursuit of their own potential was the definition of happiness that I utilized. Now, where it became my critical mission was that I had been on a journey of evolvement, of enlightenment, where money was my God, as my mom told me, because when I lost everything, I lost over $100 million, including my mom's home, which was the only reason I wanted to be rich. I had this wonderful single mom who raised 6 kids. And I told myself the only thing and only time that I'm not happy is when there's financial problems. I'm not going to have any financial problems. I'm always going to be happy by making a lot of money and buying my mom a house. But I learned when I told her, Mom, why am I being punished? I did everything I dreamed, everything I was supposed to do, went to law school, I help people, I give millions of dollars away. Why am I being punished? I don't believe in God. And my mom said, son, you believe in God, you believe in the wrong God. And that was 18 years ago. And I created a mission to help people make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun in their lives, and empower people to do that, to empower other people to do that. And so, ironically, when I made back all my money in a different way, in an abundant way, not in a scarce way of being a victim, or even in a way that a lot of people pretend. Bob Proctor, my mentor, said, David, you live in a world of for me. And I said, yeah, I'm positive. I'm an optimist. Everything's for me. It's going to happen for me. He said, no, you're trading and negotiating all the time. He said, I know you're a notable sports agent, and that's the way you're trained as a lawyer and a sports agent, to trade and negotiate, but you can't do that with abundance, with giving. You can't give to receive. There can't be that type of relationship. You need to live in a world of more than enough of everything for everyone. And so I grew a neighborhood of frequency that created abundance in my life. And when I made back everything, I asked my wife, who ironically, one of the people, my mom, my dad, my best friend, and my wife saved my life, were the only ones who told me the truth that I was going to end up dead before I lost everything. I asked my wife, what can I do for you? And she said, what? I said, we made everything back. what can I do for you? And she said, Dave, you got to take care of yourself. And I said, what? She said, if you don't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to take care of others. And you've done everything that you promised to do. You've changed your life around. Now take care of yourself so you can take care of others. So I went walking on the beach to think about that. And there was a calling because my daughter, who was 12 years old, while I was walking on the beach, called me and she was crying. She said, Dad, you got to come home. I said, what's the matter? She said, my best friend killed herself. 12-year-old girl. I was a few miles from the house as I was walking the beach, contemplating taking care of myself and how I could take care of others by taking care of my own self, by being selfish, by asking for help, by, changing my own non-negotiables from my family and my faith to my own fitness, my own health first, and receiving. And it came to me that there's a happiness problem. If 12-year-olds, I understand adults who have PTSD and CTE and depression and drug use and addiction and all the things that cause us to take our own lives as we get older. But in what world was I going to live in where a 12-year-old was in so much pain that they thought it was even okay to take their own lives? They didn't have enough hope that they could turn it around at 12. I turned it around in my 30s. How could you not have that much hope? And so I went home and told my wife when I got home that I was going to live my life to be of service and of value to others, that I was born with a gift of how to make money, help people, and have fun. I always have had that gift. And I was going to teach other people to teach other people that if I could just find 1,000 people like you that would empower 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people, that 1,000 times 1,000 is a million times 1,000 is a billion, that I know in my lifetime I can do this and I can change the collective consciousness of the world by empowering over 1 billion people to live in abundance. And it starts with wisdom and it ends with faith. And so I was going to teach to shorten the distance of resistance in life by teaching people wisdom and giving them faith in order to do just that.
So who's your God now?
My God is something bigger than me, an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source that loves me, protects me, and promotes me more than my mom.
Wow. Okay. I love your 2-minute drills. I love all the things, right, that you've been doing out there. You are everywhere. So you went from somebody with virtually no voice after losing everything. Maybe a little bit of shame. Who knows? I'm
Yes.
sure losing your mom's house had to that, and then dealing with that income insecurity all over after you had known success and wealth and then going back there. What caused you to speak up and speak out instead of hide?
The truth. I went on a journey of understanding the truth. I studied quantum healing, theta meditation. I joined the Transformational Leadership Council with the mentors. I started surrounding myself with the right people and the right ideas. Bob Proctor, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, Sadhguru, Guru Dev, Master Shah, Jack Canfield, I wrote a book with. I started looking at the people that were living the life and had the instruction to give me the steps that I needed to take. And they were all people who did two things. They wrote books and they stepped on stages. And they were vulnerable and truthful about their own essence. This is pre-social media days. And, people call me one of the greatest middle-aged content creators out there. And there's less competition, by the way, when you're 56 than if you're 16. So I take that as a compliment. I call myself a middle-aged mutant turtle of social media, but I'm not a content creator. I actually am a content capturer, and I capture my essence. And I am very vulnerable and honest about who I am, my skills, my knowledge of who and what, and my desire. And in order to do that, I laugh because I tell my wife all the time, do you know how many millions of people reach out to me and ask me for financial advice? And I said, And they asked me because I lost everything. When I was worth over $100 million, nobody asked me for financial advice. And there's a power in vulnerability of telling people, here's what I did, here's the mistakes that I made. We have the election coming up. I think it's hilarious that so many people are worried about taxes in the election. It's one of the biggest issues in the world. And none of them are actually looking at the biggest tax that we pay. It's not the federal sales, import, export taxes that we pay. It's not the estate taxes that everyone's worried about, the property taxes in some states. You know what it is? They should be worried about the dummy tax, because the dummy tax, the tax that I paid in my life, you lose more than 100% of everything you ever earned. That's a heavy tax. And
Yes.
because of social media, because of shows like yours, this podcast, my shows, we're able to save people the dummy tax. It's free. Like forget about living where you want to live because you save in taxes. Why don't you go on the internet, find people like us, and let us save you over 100% of everything you make in the past and the future, because you can save the dummy tax. And that's truly what I utilize these stages, virtually and in person, to do and for.
And you are utilizing it. You are everywhere. I love that dummy tax. I'm so with you there. But somehow you have plenty of media coverage, but you've also, in addition, created your own media, really by being authentic and not wordy, right? 2 minute drill and those kinds of things. I see you pretty much everywhere. You've created your own media following. How did it start to catch on? Did you just start talking whether nobody was listening and you just kept doing it? Like, how did you do that?
It's from my understanding of energy. Energy has three characteristics, and money is an energy. So I utilize this in order to rebound monetarily, and I did it to build my brand. So for me, I believed in that I needed to find somebody that understood how to build a brand in today. I had built brands for athletes in a traditional way, but I had no clue. And so I was helping AJ Vaynerchuk build a sports agency, which I did know how to do. I ran the most notable sports agency in the world, and I was
Jerry
helping him.
Maguire.
Yeah. And so I met him at the Super Bowl in the Nike suite. Very funny story. He said to me, well, you need to meet my brother. And I said, oh, well, I would love to. So let's meet in this Nike suite. So I go into the Nike suite. Everybody in the Nike suite gets super excited. Oh my gosh, Gary V. Gary V is in the suite. And I looked to AJ Vaynerchuk, swear to God. And I looked to AJ Vaynerchuk and I was like, who does Gary V play for? He said, what? I go, I'm not
That's great.
familiar. Like, I, I missed it, but who does he play for? He goes, no. He's my brother. He wants to own the Jets someday, but he's not a football player, Dave. And I'm all, that's your brother? I go, what does he do? He goes, you really don't know who Gary Vee is? And I said, no. He goes, well, let me introduce you. And Gary told me at that time, you need to start a podcast. I had a radio show that was syndicated called The Sports Blender with a famous Yankee. So I was a radio guy. And I told Gary Vee, hey, there's too many podcasts out there. I don't think it'd be good for me. I'm too old, and there's like 200,000 podcasts. And he looked at me and he said, David, you don't understand. It is a platform to build a community of people that will buy from you and sell for you for life, if you are true to your audience. And so I said, well, can I pay you to teach me this the way you're paying me to teach you how to build a sports agency? He said, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I would need 2 ambassadors in year 1. He said, you want 2 followers? I said, no, I don't care about followers. I said, I want 2 people that will tell everyone that you need to read his books, listen to his radio show, his podcast, hire him to speak, hire him to be a consultant for you. I need 2 people from this platform, media. I need just 2 of those a year to get me 2 more. And he said, really? I said, yeah, that's all I need. I'm willing to invest. And I told him up to $1 million in year 1. And he said, and just for 2 people? I said, yeah. He said, why would you do that? And I said, because in 20 years, I will be the most popular, well-known person in my subject matter, topic, and expertise. I said, if you do the math, take 2 and times it by 2 20 times, it equals 2 million people. And I promise you, if I have 2 million ambassadors that are telling everyone, you got to read his books, listen to his podcast, hire him to speak, hire him as a consultant, watch his TV shows, do whatever I'm doing today, I will be the most popular in my subject matter, topic, or expertise. And I was 50 years old. And I said, I'm fine with that by the time I'm 70. And I taught
Wow.
him a lesson, and I continue to teach people that lesson. And that's what I do every day, is build that community in person, on the phone, via email, and social and traditional media.
You're very accessible, which is surprising, because I'm sure a lot of people are coming at you, but you understood early on, somehow you got this, the power of positioning, and was willing to pay for it. Fabulous. Okay, a couple of quick things, because I know we're going to wrap up. Number one, already people are going to want to know about how to find you. This is kind of a silly question because you're everywhere, but what is the best way that you like to be found and reached out to?
I'm traditional, so email. Anyone that
Email.
emails me, I sign a book, I send it to them, I pay for shipping and the book.
I have it.
And I send it to everyone because I'm confident that it's a roadmap to my mission. And so you can also just Google me, David Meltzer, and you'll find me on every platform: YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. My name, David Meltzer. But my email is david@dmeltzer.com. Please, everyone in your community, reach out to me. I'd be happy to sign a book, send it to you, pay for shipping and the book. So there's no cost at all. Just promise me you'll read it. And if you're not going to read it, give it to a friend to read. And we're on a mission then together to build this community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other.
You get David's book and you're going to read it. Yeah, it really, there's so many insights in there. So do that. And we'll put your email in the show notes for sure. Okay, David, you know my signature question at the end. We are on a pact to impact the world, right? Through the power of our voices. What is one tactical strategy? You've got millions, right? What's that one? If you could go back to the David Meltzer who pre-losing everything, you could just give them that one tip, what would it be?
This would be a tip I give to every 16, 26, 36, 46, I'm 56-year-old. And it's ask for help. Find someone who sits in a situation that you want to be in and ask them for help. If you ask every day, one time in person, one time on the phone, one time by email, one time by media, traditional or social, on average, people have 1,000 people in their community today. That wasn't true when I was 16. But even so, if you do that, that's 28,000 people that you'll reach a week, 112,000 people a month that you will reach if you ask for help. Remember, the fastest way to get to where you want to be is find someone that's in the situation you want to be in and ask them for help, and also help other people get to where they want to be. I always say my prayer in the morning is very simple. May God put at least 10 people in front of me that I can help, and may He find 10 people that can help me.
No.
I pray that every day. I executed on it by asking every day for help. And remember, you're either humble or you're about to be, no matter where you are in life.
You're humble or you're about to be. Okay, fabulous way to end. My key takeaways: ask for help. That shows a bit of humility, and it also shows an openness to grow. Doesn't matter what level you're at, there's always another level, right? Give, 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 give generously. And that's something you very much practice, which is a beautiful example. And we're going to have to dive into those 3 energy characteristics one of these days.
Yeah. Acceleration, aggregation, and compounding of outcomes. So those are the
Acceleration,
3.
aggregation,
Aggregation,
and
yeah,
compounding
exponentially of outcomes,
exponentially.
which is the 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, where you end up being the most impactful person in your subject matter topic or expertise by utilizing energy to accelerate, aggregate, and compound exponentially the results that you want in a divine direction in divine time.
I have a feeling that's probably in your book.
It is.
All right, David, thank you for being with us today. It's been a fabulous time. Love your insights. And for our beautiful SpeakPact guests, well, first of all, I'll let you have the last word.
My last words are always the same. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. God bless you.
Okay, God bless you all. Ciao, ciao for now.
Thank you for listening to the SpeakPact podcast. To become a recommended speaker of Antoniette's WPC speaker agency, or you are a host or planner looking for a dynamic expert in optimized performance, Antoniette would like to personally meet with you. Secure a time with her at speakerbooker.com. Again, that is speakerbooker.com. It all begins with a vision, a voice, and a pact to impact. Join the SpeakPact movement by joining our new private Facebook group at the link in our show notes. Find us on nearly every social media platform at One Antoniette. That's number 1, ANTONIETTE, or simply hashtag SpeakPact.